Meta just released a local model built for a job most models aren't tuned for. Not chatting, working, planning steps, calling tools, and fixing its own mistakes when something breaks halfway through a task. It's called Muse Glimmer, and you can run it on your own machine today. In this video, you'll learn which tag to pull for your hardware, how to install Ollama and run your first prompt, how to use vision input and controllable reasoning, and how to connect Muse Glimmer to an agent like Hermes or OpenClaw. Muse Glimmer is a 30 billion parameter model distilled from Meta's larger Muse Spark, with a dedicated perception encoder for reading images. It ships under the Apache 2.0 license, so you're free to use it commercially. Meta benchmarked it against two other models in its size class. On MCP Atlas, a benchmark for tool using agents, Muse Glimmer scored 75.5. Gemma 431B scored 54.2. Qwen 3.627B scored 62.5. On SWE Bench Verified, resolving real GitHub issues, it scored 76.0, just behind Qwen 3.627B's 77.2. There are two tags on Ollama's library. The standard Muse Glimmer tag is an 18 GB download, built for a single consumer GPU or a Mac with enough unified memory. The MLX tag is 21 GB, tuned specifically for Apple Silicon, and it adds image input support on that hardware. Getting this running takes about 10 minutes, most of it just downloading. First, install Ollama. On Linux or macOS, that's one command in your terminal. On Windows, grab the installer from Ollama's site or use winget. Once it's installed, confirm you're on the latest version, since Muse Glimmer was added recently. Now pull and run the model. One command, Ollama run Muse-Glimmer. That downloads the 18 GB tag and drops you into a prompt. On Apple Silicon, run the MLX tag instead for better performance on that hardware. Send a test prompt. Ask it to write a function and explain the edge cases. The first response takes a little longer while the model loads fully into memory. To confirm the weights actually landed on disk, run Ollama list. You'll see Muse-Glimmer at its full 18 GB size. Here's where Muse Glimmer gets interesting. It reads images and text in the same request. Just point it at a file. Describe this chart, followed by the image path. Useful for an agent that needs to check a screenshot or a document mid-task. It also has 4 reasoning strength levels: low, medium, high, and X-high. Set this through the API with a think field. Lower levels answer fast on simple prompts. Higher levels spend more effort on long, multi-step agentic work. And when a tool call fails or returns something unexpected, Muse Glimmer diagnoses the problem and retries, instead of just stopping. Muse Glimmer is built to sit inside an agent scaffold, not just answer questions one at a time. Ollama ships a launch shortcut for exactly this. One command starts Hermes agent, already pointed at Muse Glimmer. Another does the same for OpenClaw. No manual config file required. If your own tool doesn't support that shortcut, point its OpenAI compatible settings at Ollama's local endpoint and set the context length to 1372. That's Muse Glimmer's full 128K token window, and skipping this step is the single most common way agentic sessions truncate early. One more thing worth knowing. If you hit an out-of-memory error, you're short on the 16 to 20 GB this model needs, and the MLX tag only runs on Apple Silicon. Trying it anywhere else just won't load. That's Muse Glimmer, running locally, doing real agentic work. You picked the right tag, installed Ollama, sent your first prompt, and connected it to an agent scaffold. The full written guide, every command, every tag, is linked below. And if you want more local AI walkthroughs like this one, the newsletter link is right there too. See you in the next one.